Howdy folks, Tex Grebner here with Tex Grebner Outdoors. New videos every Saturday, so if you don't want to miss out on your Tex Grebner Outdoors Saturday morning cartoon awesomeness, make sure to click subscribe, check that notification box, and check my channel every Saturday for new videos. I love reading your comments, and I really do appreciate all of you that watch. Tonight, I'm out here with a friend of mine from high school, bow fishing at night on the Illinois River.
Neither Jesse nor I had ever bow fished from a boat after dark. And it was a highly experimental adventure simply because we had no idea if we were even going to find any fish. We also didn't know if the light bar that he'd put on his rail on the front of the boat was actually going to work. If we were actually going to be able to see the fish. We didn't know if the generator was going to spook them. And we also didn't know if we were going to hit a single fish. So it was a highly experimental adventure. We did learn, however, that we need to fabricate an overhead lighting system because we could not see the fish until we were literally right on top of them. And hitting a moving fish from a moving boat with reflection and refraction is pretty difficult, especially seeing shooting a gar at the best of times is like trying to shoot a turd at the bottom of a kiddie pool. However, as a general rule, because I'm the world's greatest bad luck charm, this adventure, while experimental, was a success because the outboard fired up on the first try and never kicked out. The trolling motor worked just fine, and the generator fired up on the first try. So while it was a bit of a rocky start, not being able to hit any fish, as an experimental adventure goes, especially because I'm Tex Grebner, this was a pretty darn successful adventure because the hardware was working as advertised. However, we do need to fabricate up some overhead lighting, and I need to come up with better methods of being able to film.
I think I missed him. Either that or I stuck his ass to the bottom. Nope, I missed him. I got a feel if I'd got him, it would have been a no doubt. Right when I get him. Yeah, I missed him. We're out here, dude. Let's see, we've missed 6 fish. There you go. I think I got him. There you go. There we go. I got a little gar. Damn hard to hit. Finally got one.
While it was good to have one gar in the bucket, and the sunset over the river as we circled the islands was absolutely beautiful, the bugs were damn near unbearable. Crawling up into your shorts or your pants, across your shirt, up into your nose, bugs in your teeth along with my Copenhagen. But then finally, I got my arrow into another gar.
I think I got him. I'm not really feeling it. Yep, I got him. Little one. Got him. I barely got him. Got one on the board again. Well, I got 2 gar on the night. Going night fishing on the river tonight in the ditch, and I'm charging my night vision camera because you might have noticed I pretty much had a dead battery the last time I went out on the river at night. But I wanted to take this time and show you guys what's in my pocket fishing kit. Now this isn't some bullshit wacky Altoid survival tin pocket fishing kit. No, this is what I take with me so I don't have to pack a huge tackle box. So first of all, I've got assorted hooks already tied onto leaders. I've got a 2-ounce no-roll sinker. I've got a 3-ounce no-roll sinker. Jackhammer hook by Team Catfish. A regular laser sharp by Eagle Claw. Whole bunch of beads, barrel swivels, and there's that. That way I've got everything I pretty much need all in one spot that I don't have to dick with worrying about taking a tackle box. So I'm also going to show you one of the rigs that I'm going to be running tonight. This is 90-pound braided magic braid leader wire. And I'm going to tie an egg loop knot. Now I learned this knot from Cats and Carp, the YouTube channel. So run it through the front of the eye, bring it down the back, and wrap. Actually, I need to wrap the opposite way. So that's 18 wraps. Now I'm going to take my leader and run it through the hook. And now I'm just going to tie a whip finish knot around the shank. By the way, this is a 5/0 Cahill hook. So now I've got that tied on, and the way this works is, I'm sure I'll show you later tonight when I'm baiting up, but I don't know how the lighting's going to work out. You take your Asian carp cut bait, put it on the point of the hook, bring it up here, and then fold it underneath the loop here, and it stays behind the gap of your hook so that when you set the hook, or when the fish tightens up on the line with that heavy weight, it pulls the hook inside in the corner of the mouth. So now that I've got that done, I'm just going to tie an overhand knot here in the end of this, and I'm just going to do a simple double clinch, or tri-lean knot some people call it, through my barrel swivel. And this helps me have everything ready to rock and roll. Oh, by the way, make 2 loops through your barrel swivel. Hold this with your thumb and index finger. Give 5 to 7 wraps here. Run it through. And then run it through. There's much better knot tutorials on YouTube. Wet your line in your mouth. That way it dresses properly, or cinches down, however you want to say it. And there we go. So I've got a 5/0 or 5-0 Cahill hook, about 20 inches of leader wire here, or braided leader, that's 90-pound test, and a barrel swivel. And I'm going to tie this on later on, if I need it, with a 3-ounce no roll. When you're fishing with current, you want a flat sinker that'll lay on the bottom like a rock. And what's nice is you want a nice heavy weight, because when the catfish picks up your bait, all he's got to do is come tight, and that weight's going to keep that line on the bottom, and as the catfish goes to swim away, this egg loop snell is going to pull that hook into the corner of his mouth, and it's going to be a self-setting hook. I love reading your comments, and I really do appreciate all of you that watch. I'm out here on the county ditch, night fishing. I'm using a Diawa reel, 40 to 50. Missouri River catfish rod, 50-pound Spiderwire Easybraid. Got a 3-ounce no-roll sinker here, barrel swivel, and a bead in front of it so that I don't chafe my knot. And I'm using a jackhammer hook here by Team Catfish with an egg loop knot. And I am using cutbait Asian carp. So the egg loop knot that I learned from cats and carp is pretty awesome. So first of all, I'm going to take my hook and I'm going to scrape this here so that I get the scales off, so that I can punch this hook through that skin. That skin is real tough. Now I'm just going to pull my egg loop down, right like that. Then I'm going to tuck my chunk of carp fillet back behind it. Now what this does is it keeps you from foul hooking your cut bait or getting scales on the point of your hook. Now I'm using a 4/0 hook because I hope to catch some fish, or a fish. Big hooks catch big fish, little hooks catch all the fish, or can catch all the fish. So you basically have to size your hooks and bait accordingly as to what you actually think you might actually be able to catch. However, normally I have delusions of grandeur and I come out here and end up getting skunked because I'm using a big old chunk of carp or a big old ball of chicken liver, and I'm using an 8/0 double action Team Catfish hook. So I'm downsizing. I'm just going to take the slack out of that. And now it's hurry up and wait.
Night fishing is incredibly peaceful, with the waves of the river washing up on the bank, creating white noise that is very soothing, and watching the hypnotic bobbing of the glow stick with the waves can be difficult to stay awake in. But it is also very eerie because there is the occasional rabbit scream from the swamp bottoms behind the ditch wall. And then with the jerk of the rod, you're wide awake and it's time to get to work. You never know what might have grabbed your line, and that's part of the appeal of night fishing in the river.
Well, by God, if I don't lose him, I think I've actually got a fish on here. Okay, now, remember how I said I don't own a landing net? There we go. As I try not to get horned by this little thing. Night fishing on the Illinois River. By God, I finally got one.
It was getting a bit late, and I had tied on a larger hook in hopes of catching something a bit larger with my cut bait. I was finding it difficult to stay awake with the white noise of the water washing along the gravel bar soothing me, and watching the hypnotic swaying of my rod tip with my line washing through the waves. And so I was about drifted off to sleep when it was time for action, when my rod almost jerked from my hand.
Well, I got something on the line. I was about 3/4 asleep, putting up a little bit of a fight. Lot bigger catfish than the last one, if I don't lose this one. Now we're talking. The thing that I really love about fishing in the river is you never know what's going to grab a hold of your line, and you also never know how big it's going to be. And fishing out on the river at night, it's something else entirely, and it can be pretty frustrating, but I got it done tonight. I think this is as good a place as any to finish her out at. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed watching. As always, God bless all my sportsmen of America. Join the NRA to protect our rights. Please check out my friends over at SOETacticalgear.com. Thank you very much to those of you involved in law enforcement and those of you serving in the military. Thanks for watching Tex Grebner Outdoors.